Welcome back, class. Today, I'm going to take you on a ride. And I mean, not just any ride, but one that literally changed the course of history. Picture this. It's the afternoon of April 18th, 1775. The air is incredibly tense in Boston. The streets, they look pretty normal, but whispers are just flying around like dry harmattan dust. And then, right in the middle of all that, a young stable boy overhears this chilling phrase from two British officers. Just 4 words. Hell to pay tomorrow. I mean, just 4 words, right? But they carry the heavy, heavy weight of an impending war. Now, pause with me for a second. Really imagine being that boy. You're just going about your day, probably thinking about your chores, maybe even just hungry for dinner, and then suddenly you hear those words. Hell to pay tomorrow. So, what do? Do you just keep your head down and stay quiet? Well, he didn't keep quiet. No way. He ran with it. He went straight to the home of a local silversmith named Paul Revere. And honestly, this simple act of a boy choosing exactly who to tell, it's the very first spark of the massive movement we're about to track in this explainer. You see, Revere wasn't just any guy. He was already totally tuned into the tension in the air. Earlier that day, he'd actually caught sight of British officers whispering along wharf. He'd noticed sailors scurrying around, boats being readied under the HMS Somerset. The signs were literally everywhere if you were paying attention, and believe me, Revere was paying attention. By that evening, his conviction was completely set. Something big was coming. So at 10 o'clock that night, Revere and his friend, Dr. Joseph Warren, they meet up and agree that they can't just sit and observe anymore.
The observation period is over. So what do we do now?
The British were preparing to march to Lexington to arrest Samuel Adams and John Hancock, and then push right on to Concord to seize the militia's weapons. If they didn't act fast, the colonies were going to be caught completely sleeping. So what did they do? They moved. Revere was rowed super quietly across the dark waters of Boston Harbor under the cover of night. He mounts a horse in Charlestown, and with this intense urgency burning in his chest, he begins his famous midnight ride. Now listen closely here, because this is crucial. It wasn't just about him galloping through the night like some lone ranger. In just 2 short hours, Revere covered 13 miles. I mean, that is immense physical speed for a midnight ride back in 1775. But the true genius of what happened actually lies in how the message spread. He didn't just carry news, he lit fires. In every single town he passed, Charleston, Medford, North Cambridge, Menominee, he knocked on doors, roused the local leaders, and explicitly told them to spread the word even further. And boy, did it spread. Instantly, church bells rang out in the middle of the night, waking up entire communities in a fraction of a second. Drums thundered. The message was multiplying so rapidly, just this quick staccato punch of information echoing through the dark colonial streets, jumping from house to house and town to town. And it didn't stop there. Other riders dashed off into the dark, carrying the alarm to distant places that Revere himself could never have reached that night. Get this timeline. By 1 a.m., the news hit Lincoln. By 3, Sudbury. By dawn, it reached Andover, which is 40 miles away. And by 9 in the morning, even Ashby, out near Worcester, had heard the call. The message had multiplied so far beyond just one man on a horse. So when the British troops finally began their march at sunrise, they fully expected sleepy villages, unarmed farmers, and absolutely zero resistance. But instead, they met something else entirely. They walked right into an organized, fierce, and completely ready militia. The colonial force was wide awake and waiting for them. Because of that incredible network, the colonists stood their firm ground at Concord. Shots were fired. History tells us the British were beaten back. And from that very clash, the American Revolution was born. Friends, I really want you to pause and catch this, because it's absolutely crucial. It all started with whispers, then a boy, then one man on a horse. But what made the profound historical difference wasn't merely the message that the British were coming. It was exactly how that message spread. And that is the power we're about to unpack in this explainer, the law of the few. This is the fascinating phenomenon where an event's massive impact relies not just on the message itself, but fundamentally on how that message spreads through key people. And Revere, he was the absolute perfect key person for this historical moment. Which leaves us with this final, really provocative thought. History is full of people trying to sound alarms, right? But they don't always spark a revolution. So Why did Paul Revere's Midnight Ride tip into a massive movement, while so many others completely fizzled out? Hold that thought, because in the next block, we're going to slow down and really examine the exact mechanics of why this specific historical moment successfully tipped. Stay with me.